Pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12, 2020 order suspending general provisions of the open law, GL Chapter 30, Section 18, and the Governor's March 15, 2020 order imposing strict limitation on the number of people that may gather in one place, this meeting of the Norton Conservation Commission will be conducted via remote participation to the greatest extent possible. Specific information and the general guidelines for remote participation by members of the public and or parties with a right and or requirement to attend this meeting can be found at the end of this agenda. Members of the public attending this public hearing / meeting virtually will be allowed to make comments if they wish to do so during the portion designated for public comment by raising their hand virtually or pressing *9 if participating by phone. No in-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that the public can actively access the proceedings in real time via technical means. In the event that we are unable to do so, despite efforts, we will post on the Norton Cable website, www.nortonmediacenter.org, an audio or video recording, transcript, or other comprehensive record of proceedings as soon as possible after the meeting.
Thank you, Dan. So just introducing the members of the commission participating tonight. Myself, Julian Kadish is chair. We have Ron O'Reilly, Dan Pearson, Tama Vest, Mark Fernandez, and I guess Lisa, our vice chair, is not able to attend, and Carrie Schneider is not able to attend, at least as yet.
Yes, they've confirmed that. And Megan is on vacation.
They're unable to attend?
Yes, they have. They are not able to attend this evening. And Megan's on vacation.
And our administrative, and our administrative assistant is not able to attend tonight. So our first item on the agenda is determination number 1123, which is a request for determination concerning an installation for the Norton Water Department on Reservoir Street. And if we have a representative to present this fairly straightforward project, maybe you could speak up. Were we expecting a representative tonight? So, okay, it looks like Will Chandler.
Yes, that's correct. My name is Will Chandler. I'm an engineering consultant with Weston and Sampson. We are designing this project for the sewer department. It is pretty straightforward. There's the existing pump station, the sewer pump station called the Holly Road Pump Station. Technically, it comes up as 0 Reservoir Street, adjacent to the body of water right there, the reservoir. And the site is established. There are a few sewer structures and an electrical cabinet. The electrical cabinet is within the 25-foot no disturb zone between the reservoir and the road. What we're proposing solely comprises installing a new backup generator. It'd be natural gas fueled, piped directly from the distribution system in the street.
Will, sorry to interrupt you. You actually have screen sharing capabilities if you want to share the plan.
Sure, I can pull that up.
Yep.
So let me know if you can see this. All good?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the existing site. As I was just describing, we have a few structures. This is the wet well for the sewer pump station where the pumps are. There's a valve pit. This is about 15 feet deep, is about 5 feet deep, and the other element that's essential to the pump station is this control cabinet located farther to the east from the core sewer features. And the control cabinet has elevated, it's a big stainless steel cabinet, and it's got the essential control features, the pump starters, etc., the level controls. What we're proposing here is to install this generator. As you can see, we're right up against the water. This is the approximate extent of the existing vegetation, this wetland line, and it's all wetland growth adjacent to there. What we're proposing to do is to install a slab on grade with a steel structure to elevate the generator a few feet, about 1.5 feet off of the existing grade, so that's out of the floodplain. And otherwise, this generator just provides backup power should primary power be disconnected from the pump station. There's very little excavation that's required to do this. It's basically, like I said, a slab on grade, so it's just sort of scratching at the surface to install the actual slab itself. It'll be a maximum of 6 inches around the perimeter. And then otherwise, there will be minor conduit trenching between this slab and the electrical cabinet with this. It's like 2 feet offset there. That's about the gist of it.
Okay. And so any questions from members of the commission? And if not, I mean, the information I reviewed kind of indicates that you really explored alternative locations, and none of them really provide a better spot. So I think this is, as it was summarized by John Thomas, this is a suitable location, and even though it is right adjacent to the reservoir, so I certainly have no problems with this proposal. Any other comments, even from members of the audience? And you can go to the reactions button, I believe, at the base of your Zoom screen. You can either do a raised hand, or you can just put your phone on, you put your mic off mute and ask your question. And if there are no questions, I think we can consider closing this hearing for determination number 1123.
Pardon me, Julian. Before we do, one of our members actually provided some additional comments and questions for this that's not here. So I guess the one or a couple suggestions that they referenced were that there was a duck nest in proximity to the work area. They just want to make sure that area is swept before any work and construction's done. So that will definitely be done. Labeling the reservoir on the plan, just a minor tweak on that one, and then providing a concrete washout detail if there's going to be one, and then add the note as to how the area will be stabilized, whether it's going to be grass, seed, stone. I believe it's going to be grass. Isn't that right, Will?
Yeah, the area is mostly gravel.
Yeah, so
we would maintain the gravel.
Maintain the gravel, okay.
Yeah.
But the exposed topsoil is going to be somehow permanently stabilized, correct?
Yes, I think that, yes, it will.
Okay, all right. So those are the only comments I received from one of the other members that wasn't able to attend.
Okay. So unless there are other comments or questions, I think we can consider a motion to close this public hearing.
Provided that we receive the updated plan.
And that won't be a problem, Will, is that correct?
That will not.
Looking for a motion.
Make a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion made by Ron and seconded by?
I'll second.
All right, seconded by Dan. So we need to do a roll call vote, beginning, I guess, with Tama and Mark.
Aye.
Aye.
And Dan and Ron.
Aye.
And I will throw in an aye. we can consider, since this is a determination, assuming the project is built according to plan, a -3, if someone wants to offer that motion.
So moved.
Motion made by Ron for a -3 and seconded by
I'll second.
Dan. So again, a roll call vote, starting with Tama and Dan,
Aye.
and Ron and Mark.
Aye.
And I'll throw in an aye, motion carries. So a negative determination means you do not need to, as you probably know, file a notice of intent, but you're obligated to build the project according to plan.
Thank
All
you
right.
very much.
You bet.
Thank you, Will.
Our next item on the agenda is DEP file number 250-1017 concerning 21 Somerset Street. It concerns a project that we have previously issued an order of conditions for, and there's a request for a modification of those conditions. And do we have a representative for the project?
Yes, my name's Dana Jr.
All right. Are you able to comment? I see you appear to be, no, I guess you're not driving. You're stopped at the
No,
moment.
I'm stuck. Yeah. It's
That's good.
Yes, I mistakenly I went to the town hall and so Friendly's parking lot now. There it is.
So
shall I?
Yeah, the modification you're requesting is what? If you can describe it.
Is I have to in order to get a building permit, I have to pave 50 feet of Bignell Street. So I'm on the corner of Samoset Street, which is built, and Bignell Street, which is not built. Samoset Street, I have 40 feet of frontage. The requirement for the building inspection office is I have to have 50 feet of paved frontage. So I need to pave 50 feet of Bignell Street because I only have 40 feet on Samoset Street in order to qualify for a building permit. So the plan that I would like to modify my existing conditions to add on the paving of 50 feet by 20 feet, so 1,000 square feet of Bignell Street. And the plan is to excavate 1 to 2 feet of the loam and subsoil in that area, and then bring in compacted fill, and then pave back to the original grade. I don't know if anyone's ever been out there, but it's a very, very flat area. The lot and the street are very, very flat. So it will remain that way. There's no plan for any drainage or any utilities along Bignell Street. We already have utilities accessible on Samoset Street. So this is simply basically an oversized driveway to access for not only the residents of the house to be built, but for emergency vehicles as well to access the lot.
Okay. John, any comments on this?
I actually had not many, because if he can basically do this and execute this properly and provide elevation spot grades for the as-built as it comes in, I think, it's not going to trigger any sort of compensatory mitigation if he's just building it to grade. And the superficial, runoff for that area, that magnitude, I don't think it's going to have minimal impacts to the nearby area. So I think it's an acceptable project if the commission agrees.
Any other questions or comments from members of the commission? And if anyone in the audience wants to comment or ask a question, you can just take your mic off mute and ask it.
Hi.
Go ahead, identify yourself, please, and your address.
My name is Carrie Ann Cummins, and I live at 32 Samoset Street. I am the abutter to the property. And in case you all haven't come out to visit the site, you should know that Bignell Street isn't a street at all. It is literally trees, full grown, mature trees that have been there forever. It's just a paper road that was once a plan on the neighborhood when they first were building it, and it never got built into anything. I just want to make sure the conservation knows that then there's more than just grass. It's trees and more than just grass that will be now taken down. And I think the way that Bignell works is that I own half of it and the other owner owns the other half because it's a paper road. It's also an easement for the power company.
Well, I think if it's actually a street, and maybe John, you can help me with that. I thought the town actually owns the property. Is that correct, or as a paper street? Because
it's my understanding that that's the case. If it's owned by the town, I don't know if specifically this paper road per se, but when the development was put in, I think the town, if the town's going to maintain all the roads adjacent to, which I believe they do, then I would think that this was part of the original kind of subdivision as it was. But I don't know the legality part of the side. I'm only looking and focusing on the environmental side of things. And the issue is that here is that this is only floodplain concerns. There's no buffers, no resource areas within proximity to this. So he can remove the trees, and as long as the work that he's doing is going to be at grade or the same grade, if he brings that whole entire area to the same grade, there's going to be no negative impacts to that land subject to flooding. And he just needs to make sure to keep the contours the same as he comes in with the project. So environmentally, I mean, if he can do that and facilitate all that, then I think this is a acceptable project and an amendment. But that's the environmental side of things. Legal stuff, that's not our purview.
all right.
Ms. Can I just clarify something, Ms.? Something we often tell people, because it's sad. I think it saddens us all to see any trees cut down. But we have to, our first and indeed our only consideration is the Wetlands Protection Act. So if it doesn't, frankly, I wish we had more jurisdiction. And there would be a lot fewer trees cut down in Norton. But anyway, so that's we do care, but apparently, as John has laying it out, there's a lot we can do about it.
Well,
understand correctly.
Here's just a possibility. I mean, I'm sure the applicant doesn't necessarily want to bear the expense of clearing all of this and then installing a road that is really only to satisfy a one-size-fits-all rule. So I guess the question is, have you spoken to either the planning board or the building department about the possibility of getting a variance on this requirement? Because it has some downsides, both to you and to the neighbors who are going to be looking at this area of pavement, which really is a paper requirement. So is that a possibility that you would want to explore?
Yes, I actually have explored that. This has been going now for 4 years, as I'm sure you're aware. After 3 years, I got an extension on the existing order conditions from you. So I'm in my 4th year now, and I've gone round and round and round and round with the previous 2 building inspectors. Now I'm on my 3rd building inspector. I have talked to the town planner, who is also an advocate to the ZBA. I went to the ZBA. They said, no, this is not because it's a grandfathered lot, it is not a candidate for any more variance. So again, I have been to the planning board. They said it's not us. I've been to the DPW. They said, nope, it's not us. No one picks it up other than the building inspector, who has required that at least 50 feet is constructed. And again, I just met the newest building inspector, the third one that I've dealt with lately, and he holds that he needs to see 50 feet of constructed street. I can say that there are no trees in the first 50 feet of Bignell Street. There are big trees there, big trees, but I'm going to stop short of those. So the good part is there are no trees that need to come down. The bad part is I do need to pave at the same elevation that it is now in order to satisfy the building inspector. So yes, I've exhausted
Okay.
multiple times.
All right. Well, that's too bad. That isn't a viable.
Yeah,
approach.
it is. Yeah.
All right.
With you, I appreciate your sensitivity to me on that too.
Yeah. Well, we're not here to make it harder for town
Yeah.
residents, but all right. Well, I think unless there are further comments or questions, we can consider. I mean, the proper procedure for this, John, is to. We've heard it, and do we vote on it at the end of the meeting, or should we vote on it at the end of the meeting?
I mean, you can vote on it right now if you want to, or you can wait until we vote on other stuff. It's up to the commission.
Maybe we should do it now, because I didn't talk about it before, but I really have to duck out of the meeting at about 7:30. So
Okay.
why don't we just entertain a quick motion to accept the.
I'll make a motion to accept the amendment to the order of conditions.
Second. Tama makes the motion, Mark seconds the motion. We're going to again do a roll call vote, beginning with Tama and Dan.
Aye.
And Ron and Mark.
Aye.
Aye. And I'll throw in an aye. So thank you guys for participating tonight.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you, Dana.
Take care.
Next item on the agenda is, we don't have a file number yet, but it concerns a 355 Old Colony Road, a small parcel there, and the areas of resource delineation. So do we have, maybe we can put up a plan, and it looks like Ken Thompson, would you be the representative?
I am. My name's Ken Thompson. I'm the wetland scientist who flagged it. Can I have screen control, John?
Yep, you have it. Go ahead.
All right. Let's see if I can get this to work. There it is. Everybody see it?
We can.
All
Yes.
right. This funny shaped lot here is 355. We have a drainage ditch that drains left to right here, or west to east. Enters a culvert under an existing access to a couple of businesses down to the right, where it drains into a small ditch here. And then it enters a culvert underneath where it enters a large red maple swamp that goes to Trutley Pond. There's an intermittent stream on the far side right down here in the corner. These are the blue flags. This is a road embankment, and it rises up about 10 feet up in here for 123. And that just drains south to Trutley Pond. That's probably 200-300 feet away. Large red maple swamp, red maple, tupelo, sweet pepper, high bush blueberry, skunk cabbage, and cinnamon fern, and Scarborough soils. This used to be I didn't want to call it a construction yard, but a few trailers. They had all kinds of storage in here, and it's been cleaned out since then.
And this property is adjacent to the right, a business that used to fix and modify ambulances. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And it looks like the entry road for that business crosses the front portion of this lot.
Right, that's correct.
All right. And you're saying nothing to the top of our screen, it's all upland, and the only wetland is in fact across Route 123.
That's correct.
All right.
It's primarily cleared.
Uh-huh.
So, Ken, a couple questions I had was, is this for both lots or just one of them?
One lot,
So it's the one to the left, okay, right?
correct.
Okay, all right. So one of the comments that one of the other members had regarding this project was to have the address and abutters and labels and stuff on the plan. So
That's
that way
fine.
we know who the owners are and stuff.
Mhm.
I mean, obviously, I haven't received any number for this. So is it still in queue with DEP?
I imagine they usually send you an email.
Okay. All right. So we can't close on this one anyway tonight anyway, but
I understand.
just, yeah. I didn't have any issues with the resource area confirmation. It's just going to be buffer zone associated with the property. And I think it's just a small portion of it in the southeastern corner of the site.
Yeah, there's a yellow line here,
Yeah.
and that's within the
All
driveway.
right. Any questions from members of the commission? And any questions from members of the audience? So this appears straightforward, and if you can do the plan modifications, and I think we're going to need to continue for want of a number.
Mr. Chairman, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just about to make a motion to continue file number DEP 250-XXX to the
Until?
27th, is it? June 27th meeting?
Correct. So Dan made a motion and seconded by?
Second.
Mark. Roll call vote, beginning with Tama and Mark,
Aye.
Aye.
and Dan and Ron,
Aye.
and I'll throw in an aye, and Mr. Thompson, will see you on the 27th.
All righty, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ken.
All right, have a good evening.
Next item on the agenda also does not yet have a DEP number assigned. It concerns 199 Plain Street, Norton Water and Sewer, concerning well 4. So we have a representative of the applicant.
Hi, Alexandra Gaspar. I'm the permitting specialist from Weston and Sampson. I'm joined by Nathaniel Parker from our Hydro-Geo group. So I'm going to turn it over to him to bring you through the well 4 replacement pump test process.
You both have screen sharing capabilities.
Great. I'll share the plan while he discusses.
We can see your plan.
Great.
So, Alex.
Yep.
Okay, I got you. I haven't seen this plan yet. I had another plan on my screen. I'm just getting familiar with this. So we're proposing to replace the existing well 4 in Norton. It's about 500 feet south of the new water treatment facility. The existing well 4, its capacity has decreased by approximately 50% over the last few years. Iron and manganese are probably clogging up the screen and inhibiting the well from being able to produce 451 gallons a minute. Right now, it's capable of producing about 200 to 250. But the town needs more water, and as populations grow, you're going to need more water. So We found a good location. It's right here. This is the new test well location. It's called, officially, it's TW2-21. It was installed in 2021. And it's about 50 feet from the existing well 4, which I believe is right here around my, can you see my cursor?
Yeah, unfortunately, we're not seeing your cursor here. So, Alex, maybe you can.
Why don't I've got a map. Now that you've seen the plan, I can use a map that I created in GIS, just a site map, and I can speak to it more easily.
Okay, go for it.
So I'll share my screen. All right, can you all see my screen?
Yes, it's just come in.
Yes.
Great. Okay. So here's the existing well 4 right here, and we're proposing to install a new replacement well for the well that's losing capacity, and then we would like to run a 48-hour pumping test to test the well. The discharge line from that pumping test would go down here, follow the dark blue line, and end right here in the wetland. We would use energy dissipators. We've run a pumping test over on well 6 and well 5. I think it was last year, the year before, and we had success there. We used energy dissipators on that pumping test, and it worked out really well. And after, if the pumping test goes well and we submit our results to the DEP, we want to be able to put this well online for the town. That's the project. It's pretty simple. The impacts or the construction would be temporary. Drilling, there would be a truck that came in and was parked over the TW2 location for a period of a couple weeks to install the well and the pump. After that, the well would eventually be connected to existing infrastructure, the existing infrastructure that exists for Norton Well 4, and then it goes over to the water treatment facility 500 feet north. So it's pretty simple. That's really the project.
So, John, you've looked at this site, I assume.
Yeah, I mean, the majority of the work has already been disturbed, so it's the area for well 4. It's got the pump house and everything of that nature. I looked at all the flags; those are fine. I guess when the pump test does occur, it's probably good for me to be out there to take a look at it, just in case there's any sort of issues. So that's probably going to be a condition. One of our members had a question about why the limits of the work is the rear of the facility, and why is the fence being removed. So kind of where you have the dewatering area, I guess, on the other plan. If you want to just show that one again.
Yeah, let's see that one. I'll stop sharing, Alex.
Okay. Hypothetically, you should see my screen.
So
Yes.
yeah, so the sump pump discharge area, I guess it would be the dewatering discharge disposal area. Yeah, that one. So that's outside the existing limits of the fence. They had questions on why that it needs to be outside the fenced-in yard.
I'm trying to see it. I can't read it.
So it's the square box with the white. Yeah, that one right there.
Yep. Hold on. Water and discharge disposal area, sediment collection bag. Could you repeat your question, please?
So she was asking, why are the limits of the work to the rear of the facility and why is the fence being removed? So the limit of work is changing. So you're doing work outside the fenced-in area. So
Yep.
that's kind of what you're proposing. And then she's asking, why is the fence being removed?
I would imagine the fence would have to be removed to get a truck in there
Mhm.
to install the well. The truck's big. It's not like an 18-wheeler, but it's like the size of a fire truck. I don't know as though you can fit that in there and put a staging area, temporary staging area with casing and all your drilling equipment and the materials that you need to make the well. The discharge disposal area, that believe it's just a sediment collection bag. I was under the impression that unless there's a north arrow. Yeah.
North is to the left, just so you know, of this plan.
Yep. What the heck? So the dewatering area, I think they would remove the fence. It would just be for the truck to get in and out. I don't think it would be. I don't see any other reason why it would be removed.
Mm-hmm.
That's my answer.
Yeah, it looks fairly tight, considering you have the well building there and you have a propane tank
Yeah, that's buried.
that's buried. So, but I assume the fence will just be replaced once everything is completed.
Yeah, this is all temporary. I mean, a well, it's only going to be 24 by 18, I believe. I mean, it's just a cylinder that goes into the ground, and you can see the existing well out there at the site. And when work is completed, that's what's going to be remaining. Other than that, everything should come back to how it was before the project began.
Yeah, I don't have any issues with it being outside the fenced-in area. It's just one of the comments that one of our members had.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments from members of the commission? Or members of the audience?
So I think we're still waiting on a number for this one as well. Is that correct?
We don't have a number displayed, but
Yeah, there, as of very recently, we still do not have a DEP number for this, but we're in queue to receive one.
But John, you probably have enough information to begin working on a work conditions.
Oh yeah, I definitely do. I have enough information to start drafting something up for the next meeting for the commission.
Yeah, so in reality, if the number comes in, we could potentially act on the order of conditions.
Okay, do you want to set a condition then? Close it tonight with the anticipation that we'll receive a number?
I think we can close it next meeting, and if you have a draft order, we can vote on it then.
We can do that then.
We can.
In that case, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to continue DEP file 50-XXXX to the June 27th meeting of the commission.
All right, motion made by Dan and seconded by?
Second.
I don't know who. I think Mark, you got the millisecond ahead. So motion by Dan, seconded by Mark, and roll call vote starting with Dan and Ron.
Aye.
And Mark and Tama.
Aye.
And I'll throw in an aye. So I don't know if we even need to see you guys next time, but you'll work that out with John.
Okay.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Bye.
Night.
So that completes our new public hearings. Next item for continued public hearings is file number 250-1070 concerning Rear Eddy Street for White Oak Share Corporation. Any new information on that?
We received a request for continuance.
Okay. Looking for a motion.
Mr. Chair. Excuse me. I would like to make a motion to continue file 250 sorry, I'm gonna need a line here.
1070.
1070?
1070.
1070 to the June 27th meeting of the commission.
All right, motion made by Dan and seconded by?
Second.
Seconded by Ron. Roll call vote, starting with Dan and Ron.
Aye.
Aye.
And Mark and Tama.
Aye.
Aye.
And I'll throw in an aye. Next item is notice of intent, file number 250-1093, 70 Oak Street. Also appears to have requested a continuance.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to continue 50-1093, if that's correct, to the June 27th meeting of the commission.
Motion made by Dan, seconded by?
Second.
Oh, I lost to it. Well, I think it was Ron who got the second. So starting with a roll call vote, Dan and Ron, how do you vote?
Aye.
Aye.
And Mark and Tama.
Aye.
Aye.
And I'll throw in an aye. So this hearing is continued until June 27th. We have a request for a certificate of compliance for 53 Clapp Street. The plan was simple. I guess it was a single house construction and it has been completed. And you don't see any issues, I assume, with that construction? Everything is stabilized, John?
Yes, the grass is stabilized. They have the fence in. I dropped off the placards today for Steve Hansen. So as far as I know, it meets all the requirements that were issued in the order conditions last year.
So full certificate of compliance, and we can consider a motion.
So moved.
Motion made by Ron to issue certificate of compliance on DEP file number 250-1087, and seconded by?
I'll second.
Seconded by Dan. So roll call vote, starting with Ron and Dan.
Aye.
And Mark and Tom.
Aye.
Aye.
And I'll throw in an aye. Motion carries. And now we have file number 250-1055, also looking for a certificate of compliance for 42 Howard Street. And that was a limited incursion into the buffer zone. Is that, if I'm remembering correctly? So everything is all wrapped up.
Yep, that one's good to go too. If you want me just to show the plan, I can. Give me 1 second. Oops. So this is the plan. Everything's all stabilized from what I see. And they're free to remove the erosion and sedimentation controls now.
All right, we can consider a motion to that effect.
So moved.
Motion made by Ron and seconded by?
Second.
Seconded by Tama, to issue a complete certificate of compliance for file number, I lost it now. File number 250-1055 for 2 Howard Street. Roll call vote, starting with Dan and Ron,
Aye.
and Tama and Mark.
Aye.
Aye.
And I'll throw in an aye. Motion carries. Item is Order of resource area delineation for 93 Mansfield Avenue, 0 Mansfield Avenue, 0 Reservoir Street. I have no real comments. It's pretty straightforward. I assume everybody recalls this parcel or collection of parcels, I should say, on between Reservoir Street and Mansfield Avenue. Any comments on the draft that was submitted? If not, we can consider a motion to either accept or reject the draft as submitted.
I'll make a motion to accept it.
Motion made by Tama and seconded by?
Second.
Seconded by Ron. This is for order of resource area delineation for file number 50-1096. Beginning roll call vote with Dan and Ron.
Aye. Aye.
And Mark and Tom.
Aye.
So I believe I need to abstain. I was not a member for the first 2 or 3 meetings of this. So.
All right.
Thank you.
That's fine.
Thank you, Mark.
We still have a quorum. So Mark registers as an abstention, and I will vote aye. So the motion carries to approve the draft order. And our next and last item is the minutes of May 23rd. We had a full board at that meeting. I looked through the minutes. I don't have any comments. Anyone else have any comments?
No, not for me.
So we can consider a motion unless there are any questions, comments. So the other members that couldn't attend, they didn't send any comments, John, that you're aware of? Okay. All right.
Make a
Well, I
motion
think
to
we can
approve the
consider a
minutes.
motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of May 23rd, 2022.
Motion
Second.
made by Ron and seconded by?
Second.
By Tama. So again, roll call vote starting with Ron and Mark
Aye.
Aye.
and Tama and Dan.
Aye.
Aye.
And I'll throw in an aye. Motion carries. So I don't have any other itemized bullets on the agenda. Do you have any comments, questions, etc.? John?
I mean, I have nothing major. I'm probably not going to be able to attend the next meeting. So I just want everybody to be aware of that. So I'll try to provide as much as I can in the report that I usually circulate to the members. But if there's anything that you need, feel free to reach out to Megan. She'll be back next week. And we'll try to keep everything going in a positive light. And yeah, everything's going smoothly. We've got a lot of projects going on actively, but you know, everything else is good. So we're in a good standing. We just received the Pine Street 40 lot subdivision plan today actually. So that's going to be on our agenda for next meeting as well.
All right, and I just want to comment that the review you provided for this meeting was very clear, and it made it really easy to review all the materials. So if that happens next time, no, we won't need.
That's what I'm here for, is to help you guys out and make everything easy and streamlined. Makes your volunteer efforts a lot easier. So that's what I'm here for.
Well, look, John, you're gonna have a lot on your plate, and we all, I think it's fair to say, we all wish you and your wife the best of luck, and you will have the best of luck.
I am blessed. Let's just say that I am blessed and I am lucky. So thank you guys.
Life-changing event.
If I may just say, John, I like your Jurassic screensaver there.
Yeah, that movie came out, right? I haven't seen it yet, but I'll have to take a look at it. I'll have some time.
It almost looks like my driveway, though.
That's true. It does.
All right, guys, I gotta sign off. So thank you
Good
all.
night, everyone.
Good night, everyone. Good luck, John.